Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly how you can take any font that you like and make a 3D print from it. It's pretty simple. There's a few little steps to go through. It's going to take a little bit longer than normal on my videos, so if you haven't got time at the moment to watch this video, then please just stick it in the bookmarks, save it for later and come back. Let's get on with it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up tinkercad.com and you're going to want to go to this little search button right here and type in custom. This will give you a few custom options here, but the one we're interested in today is this one here, the text custom tool. Just drag and drop it over like so. Then in this section here, this is where you type in your desired text. So for me, I'm going to type in, I love 3D printing. Hit return, and that should then transfer over to here, like so. Now, as we can see, this is quite a big font, so we're going to reduce the size down here to about 10. Now at the moment this is just the boring bog standard serif, I think, font, but we want to change it up. We want to have something that's a little bit more fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a website called 1001fonts.com, and in there you need to make sure you click on this button here, commercial free, because some of these you do actually have to pay for, so make sure that you're using commercially free fonts, and then just have a browse. There's thousands of fonts on here, 643 pages, but I'm going to go for something like this one here, free royalty regular, and we're going to download that. I'm going to open up the file and extract the font itself, and we're interested in the TTF, or the true type font file, which is this one right here. Unfortunately, when we go across to Tinkercad, it doesn't actually accept TTF files. It only accepts SVG files, which are there. So what we need to do is we need to convert that TTF file into an SVG file, which is easy enough. We just go to a website called Cloud Convert. That's the one that I use. But if you just type in Google TTF to SVG converter, and there's a myriad of different websites that you can go to. Personally, I choose Cloud Convert because I know it works. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a file. We're going to find the actual free royalty file that we extracted. Make sure you've extracted the file. Go down to the true type font file, click open, and there we go. It drags it in, and now we want to convert this to SVG, which is there. Just click on the convert button, like so. And when it's done, it'll pop up a little download button like this. Click on that, and there we have the free royalty SVG file right there. So if we head back on over to Tinkercad and we open up our downloads folder, and there we have it right at the top there, free royalty. Just grab that file and we drag it and we drop it onto this little square here, and after a couple of minutes, or a couple of seconds should I say, the free royalty file is there. As you can see, that's changed the outlook. Now, we still can't work with this at the moment because it is still a text image. It needs, sorry, a text document, but it needs to be changed to an SVG in itself, so that we can manipulate it and we can change its values. So what we need to do is we need to go to the export button, which is in the top right hand corner here, and then we select SVG, and that gives it a random name, Glorious Lulia Walt, whatever, and sticks it in our download folder. We can actually now just delete this text document. So what we want to do now is we want to click import, choose a file, find our file that was just downloaded, which is this one right here, open, and then click on art. Make sure you click on art and then just click import. Lo and behold, there we have the file that we can now manipulate and work with. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create 3 copies. So 1, 2, 3. And then if we grab each one and just arrange them so we can see them like this. And then what we need to do is we go to the top one, we'll work our way down, the very top one there, make sure that the quality is set to maximum. In fact, we'll do that for all of them. Make sure all the quality is turned right up, otherwise you'll get some strange artifacting going on. And we'll go to the top one and we'll work our way down, like I said. So the first one we're going to want to do is change that to a silhouette. What happens there is that just gets rid of all the gaps in the lettering, all the, the middle of the O, the E, etc., and make it one block file. And then the second one, what we're going to do is we're going to change this to an outer line. That gives us the border as such. And then we're going to change this to a inner line. This is more of sort of the detail. So yeah, we're not changes to the inner line, and then we knock down the line width to give us a nice detail there. As you can see, and if I move it like that, you can see it. And then this final one, we're also going to do an inner line as well. But we're going to have that, let's say, change that to 3. Then what we need to do is we need to change the height, because at the moment, if we put all this together, it's just going to look like one big mess. So what we need to do to give this a little bit more appeal, we need to change the height on these things. So starting with this one here, because this is potentially the border, we're going to change the height on here down to, let's say, 3. And then what we're going to do is we're going to then get our silhouette, and we're going to change that one down to, let's say, a 4. This one we're going to change to a 5. And obviously we can change these once it's together to give us a bit more of an idea of how things will look. And then this one here, we're going to change that to, let's call it a 6. So now what you're going to want to do is, with the 4 different images, we need to select all of them and go to the Align button, which is there. Click that. And that'll give these little handles here. These are to center the object there and there. Nice and simple. And this is what your image should look like. A nice 3D looking print. Now what we need to do is we need to export this file, and we're going to go to Export and STL. And when it pops up here, we're going to click on that, and that's going to open up Bamboo Studio so we can tinker with it in there. Okay, so now we've got the file over in the Bamboo Studio software. We now want to give it a bit of a colouring. So what I like to do is, first things first, right click and change the filament to the actual background colour that I want the tag itself to be. In this particular instance, we're going to use the blue. And then we need to colour in the actual lettering as well. So what I do is I go to the colour fill tool, this one right here, and I make sure edge detection is turned on. And I like to stick the smart fill angle right up to 90 degrees. Select the colour in which I'm going to choose orange this time. And then what we can do is we can almost see the actual inside of the print. We can see where the lettering is. So that's the I, for example. And we're just going to click on that. We're going to click on the different lettering with the filament colour of the one we wish. If you make a mistake, just go up to this top left hand corner here, this back button right there, and that'll take you back like so. But yeah, we just want to click the lettering itself, not the outside of the lettering, the inside of the letter with the colour that we wish. And that's what that looks like. Now, it does look a bit janky. The software does give it a strange look there, but trust me, it is there. One thing we need to make sure of is we need to go back over with some colour in here, because if we don't, the actual orange, in my case, the actual orange filament, it's going to start infilling right inside here, and we don't really need it to be changing colours until it gets to this point here. So what I like to do is I like to go to the paint bucket tool again, change it to height range, change the height range to about 3 on mine at this moment in time, because remember we changed the height on this to 3 in Tinkercad. But what we need to do is we need to change it to the blue. Go right to the bottom of the print, click there. That'll definitely get the very base. But I also want this part here to be blue as well. So we're going to click on there. That should have sorted that out. So now the actual print will just print blue all the way up to here, and then it'll start changing between the blue and the orange. That saves us a lot of time and a lot of filament. We're now going to slice the actual file. And if I show you right here, as you can see, we've got blue filament all the way right up to 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it's layer 20, layer 20 before we even introduce any orange filament, which is perfect for what we want. And that is going to take 40 minutes to print. So I'll send this over to the print bed and we'll see how it looks at the end. So there we have it, guys. A neat little nameplate. Obviously you can make it as big or as little as you like. Maybe even stick in some magnets like I showed you in my previous video, so you can stick it on a fridge or anything metallic. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how that came out. Pretty simple procedure. If there's anything you want me to go over in a little more depth, or if you've got any questions at all, then by all means leave a comment in the comment section and I will get back to you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, give it a share, whatever you need to do, guys, to help out. That's amazing. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.